Now that's a challenge because the cost to ship that container from Los Angeles to Singapore at today's shipping rates would be approximately $3,000 US. So by the time it made it to where it needed to be, the cost to ship the container was worth more than the container itself. For all of global shipping and the trade it enables, there are three variables that dictate where and how things are made and where they're sold: size, weight, and price. Small, lightweight, and expensive products like computer chips, medicine, and cosmetics are much more practical to trade all over the world because their shipping costs are low, especially compared to their end price. A large, cheap, and heavy item like a shipping container, though, will almost never be moved empty because it just doesn't make sense to take up room with it. On the other hand, just one container full of box sections and rolled up sheet steel could make hundreds of other containers, so it's simply more economical to make them where they're needed than to move them without paying cargo on the inside. In July of 2022, the world saw the result of this practical economic reality firsthand. The price of global shipping spiked due in part to the buildup of containers on the American West Coast. A spike in trade volume coming into America overwhelmed ports, and there wasn't the same volume going back out, so containers piled up in holding yards just outside the shipping terminals. Eventually, the ports started fining companies for keeping their containers on their lots. They started at $100 a day, but these fines increased by $100 every day and compounded day after day. So within a week, the cost of keeping these containers in storage was more than the cost of the containers themselves. Even today, sending one of these containers from America to China is about a third of the price of sending it in the other direction. This is further complicated by the different types of containers that need to be in the right place at the right time for the right cargo. It's an insanely complicated logistical puzzle worth billions of dollars to the companies that can get it right. The brand new container back in Singapore was purchased in advance by a company called Triton, one of the biggest shipping businesses in the world. However, curiously, they don't operate a single ship. Container leasing companies purchase these containers in bulk and then rent them out to ships as they are needed. Triton is just one of the many players in this game, but you've almost certainly seen their boring, nondescript brown containers if you've been anywhere near any kind of industry. Most smaller ship operators just want to focus on getting their ships around the world's oceans as efficiently as possible. So handling the delicate game of having the right containers in the right ports at the right time just simply isn't worth the time or upfront investment.